Greetings. So, this morning I was reading about vacuum cleaners. I think vacuum cleaners are exceptionally cool given that, but nobody reads about them. Nobody tries to understand how they work. Predominantly, vacuum cleaners are rated based upon how expensive they are. They're expensive because they are rated based upon the fineness of granular particles that they will be able to capture. The smaller the particles that they are able to capture, the better the cleaning experience that they're able to provide. Think more on this. How small can you go? Physically, manually filtering the physical filters through which the air passes, the pores can be only so much smaller. But beyond a specific point, how do you take it much smaller? Is where there's this one company that was able to figure out an idea where, you know what, we will take the entire air, put it in a chamber and then ionize it positively. And then you put a plate on the other side where the plate is negatively charged and all these positively charged ionic particles just move and get attracted to the one on the right and end up getting trapped. Now, think about how beautiful this tech is. It was only very few companies that were able to figure it out, and one such company that does it actively in vacuum machines and who is able to charge a significant higher price is Dyson. I think there is some beauty attached to attaching day-to-day stuff with incredible science, right? I would say, like, if you read more about Dyson, the way how they sell it at a very high cost, that is correct, that is there. But also the reasoning that they give is so exceptional. It is beautiful how, if you want me to term it in another way, there are vacuum cleaners without ions, charged ions. There are vacuum cleaners, and then there are vacuum cleaners with chambers where there is charging of ions happen. There are cities with charged ions. And 3 days ago, I happened to come to New York for a bunch of meetings and for a conference. So me and Hardeep, our second day happens to be the same day when the legendary basketball match was happening. And Knicks happens to win it. And I was fortunate enough to be in the Central Park while this was happening. And I think that was the most beautiful night. Like, it was so crazy. I've never thought there is so much energy. There is so much of community in one city. Imagine you walk in Times Square. So everyone started running after the match. So there was a huge screen match. And after that, Knicks wins after 53 years, 53 years, I believe. And right after that, everyone starts running towards Manhattan and the central, the Times Square area. And it becomes exceptionally beautiful there. There are 7 school buses that were just left stranded and people are breaking into them. At the same time, they were jumping on them. They put a bunch of things a little too extreme. But yeah, it was quite a cool spectacle, where there was the inner child alive in people. That felt exceptional. And while I think about it, I think New York is one such city with excited ions. And if you're able to positively or negatively charge all these ions, the reactivity is significantly higher, and then it becomes what has happened 3 days ago. And while I think more about it, while I've been reading about it, this city excites me. This city doesn't fail to inspire me. This city doesn't fail to make me realize that, you know what, this is why it is the culture capital. So, actually, yes. So this happens to be the Empire State Building, the world's tallest building when it was built. And guess what? It was built in 410 days. Do you realize how significant of an achievement it is? 410 days is all that took. Imagine 1 year. 1 year, 3 months is what it took to build it. I was talking to a friend of mine called Aditya Siripragada. He runs this company called Virtue in India and also Fountain, a bunch of other things. So he lives in New York, and I was just speaking to him. We were talking about this level of achievement of building something so fast, so incredible, with a lot of passion, happens only when there is agency involved in people. Agency is this excited ionic state where you can get anything done, given that you have the right passion and motivation towards it. I was thinking about it. How do you get someone genuinely? How do you get your team high agency? Do you think agency is something that can be taught to people? I'm not sure. He thinks agency basically is the hunger to do things, and that only comes from experiences rather than something that you can feed into them. How do you find people who have high agency? I think if we're able to solve that, we'll be able to build the world's best hire recruitment funnel. But let's think more, right? Agency was innately built by experiences. These experiences were basically built on things like character and integrity, like the way how a person is brought up. And I think Pixar plays an exceptional role in this centerpiece. In a way, Pixar brought this entire generation up. I think Pixar raised a generation genuinely. Like every single one of us grew up watching Pixar, right? So we got a chance to speak to someone who's in the founding team of Toy Story 5, like one of the core people who were leading the story of Toy Story 5. She also got a chance to work on this movie called Hoppers. So Hoppers happens to be called as the Hail Mary for Pixar. Like the way they felt, a lot of people felt that, you know what, Pixar is actually making a comeback because of Hoppers, like because of the story and the way how beautifully it was captured. So the story is about like how the mayor of a city wants to take a piece of the forest and then build a pillar for the for a bridge to be built. The moral of the story is with the right intention and then efforts put to make for the right impact, things can change. Even the person who has been, the mayor who has been shown as a negative character in the beginning, changes by the end of it. Given that they want to show that, you know what, you relentlessly try in 100 different ways to make things right and things will become right. And that's what they have done. So that's what makes the story beautiful. And she said, we had so many different versions of the script and many of them just kept the character in a negative aspect. But they wanted to make a generation which will grow up 5 years later, make them realize that, you know what, world might be not a good place, but you can definitely change it with the right narrative. And I think that's what makes it exceptionally beautiful. I was thinking of the way how Pixar or Disney, they come up with narratives which shape a generation, which social engineer 10 years later how the world has to be. Like, I think the way of narratives is exceptional. There is this one example that happened around the late 1970s or the 1980s, around that time. So there was this one show called Cheers. So the premise is, so around the year 1990s, the government of America has been facing a phenomenal problem about, like, there were so many people who are dying because of the drunken drive cases. And they didn't know how to solve it. Sure, you can definitely impose a fine, but after imposing a specific amount of fine, the utility will be only marginal. Like, I mean, it's like a flat line after a specific point. So how do you bring that change? How do you decrease the number of deaths that are there? So they felt that, you know what, we gotta solve this problem in a different way. So the policy, so there was a collaboration between a bunch of thinkers from Harvard, and also the government of America, and the public policy forums were working together. And what they did was, there was this one show called Cheers. Just like How I Met Your Mother, where the whole premise happens in a bar. Just like Friends, the whole premise happens in a cafe. For this TV show Cheers, what they did was, the premise is in a bar, and just beside the bartender, there was this one board on the wall saying, who's your designated driver? They didn't really talk about it. In bunch of episodes here and there, they just say that, who's your designated driver? So For context, designated driver is like a mother character out of like a group of 4 or 5 people, who's that one person who stays sober and makes sure that everyone reaches home safe. That has become a cultural phenomena. People realize that, you know what, having designated driver is a very cool thing. And then it later became as something which decreased 30% of deaths in America. I think that's a phenomenal number, given that just a simple concept and an idea could genuinely change the way how it impacted the number of deaths. And so this is what, right? Like, this excites us, me and Hardeep, a lot about like what do we do? How do we bring in a change? How do we bring in an impact? So we were going very deep upon the business of how IPs work, and there is America being on top of the IP business. Incredible amount of revenues that are being generated because of IPs, and right after America, there is Japan. There are significant IP series like Pokemon, Hello Kitty, and a lot more were there. And beyond all of that, there is a whole world of mangas. There were so many incredible mangas which have never even converted to English. There is a generation of exceptional artists who never got a chance to work on the front end of technology because of language is a barrier. A lot of tools have not been converted or made available in Japan, not as a priority. Reason because the language barrier is significantly strong. And also, it's just that today when we see the utilization of generative AI in Japan is not as much. But is Japan not a good place for artists? I think that's definitely wrong. Like, Japan is the place for artists. So, just like the way how we organized the Mumbai Film Festival and the India AI Film Festival with the government of India, this time we were like, you know what, we have to do something in Japan, in Tokyo. And 2nd of August is when we are organizing this thing called the Tokyo AI Film Festival. And the whole point of the film festival is just this. We bring in the best artists, be it people from people who made Attack on Titan, people who made some of the most successful shows in our lifetime are going to be in that room. If we're able to make 5% of them understand how big of an opportunity and what of a gold mine are we standing on, I think a lot of impact can be driven. At the end of the day, we are bringing people who we look up to from both India, Tokyo, some of our best friends, like generational directors from India are also coming. One of my favorite movies is Three Idiots, and remember this movie Three Idiots. And there is something that we're doing. The moment it is done is when I will be talking about it in the next video. Three Idiots, guys. Three Idiots. We'll talk about the Tokyo Film Festival soon, and I'll see you in the next one. I think generational wealth can be made in the right places with great IPs. All right. Linda, thanks for letting me use the camera. Nick, thanks for holding the laptop. All right, guys. See you. Bye-bye.